Hello and welcome back to our Lord of the Rings LCG solo progression series. And today's quest is Flies and Spiders, which is the first scenario in the On the Doorstep Deluxe expansion. The On the Doorstep Deluxe expansion is the conclusion of the Hobbit saga, which was started with Overhill and Underhill. So this is scenarios 4, 5, and 6 out of the 6 in the Hobbit saga. Quick reminder, in the series we're playing through each quest in chronological order of the game's initial release, and we'll only be using player cards that were available at the time of this quest release. I'm calling this deck Spider-esque. That's a tip of the hat to the Cardboard of the Rings podcast, and a moment in that podcast when Brandon made up this word and Brian just laughed at him. I don't know, for some reason that was so funny. And I think it might have been in reference to Flies and Spiders that word was used, and that was the name of the episode. So pretty funny if you remember that. So this quest has a lot in common, in my opinion, with Dungeons Deep and Caverns Dim. They're trying to be very thematic with these mechanics, which maybe don't work so well. They're a little bit fiddly, a little bit annoying. To me, this is more annoying than Dungeons Deep and Caverns Dim, which I kind of liked. But this is one of those quests that makes you build a deck a certain way because you have to deal with venom. You have to deal with unconscious characters. You have to deal with poison. And so Frodo is really the MVP of this deck because of those keywords. But let's get to the quest and see how we do. Okay, we'll look at our opening hand before we do anything. Always, before you do setup, you do that. It's a good opening hand because I have Light of Valinor. I have some card draw. I think I'll keep it. I usually will mulligan for the Overhill and Underhill Gandalf. But with this card draw, I think I'll stick with this one. All right, so this is the On the Doorstep Bilbo Baggins. Remember, the Overhill and Underhill Baggins-feared Bilbo Baggins was always, as it says here, the first player gains control of Bilbo. So that's true. Again, he's just a little different than the last one. He's matured. He's gone through some difficulty. Bilbo Baggins does not count against the hero limit, so we have 4 heroes at this point. Cannot gain resources from non-treasure cards. And he has an action. Spend one of his Baggins resources to search your deck for a treasure card and add it to your hand. If you're playing campaign, this is really great because you've probably gotten Glamdring and Orcrist and Sting, but we are not playing campaign, so I'm not bringing those weapons, which we actually did get, the treasure cards. We got those and We Must Away or Break of Day in our playthrough, but I'm not bringing them forward into these quests. If he leaves play, we lose the game. So let's look now at Into Mirkwood's setup. For some reason, this scenario, there's just a lot of misspelled words or omitted words on the quest cards. I don't know what happened, especially stage 1 here and stage 2. For setup, each player may shuffle one copy of, it should say, one copy of Bilbo's magic ring into his deck. Now, even though I don't play campaign, this isn't a campaign element. This is baked into this quest. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Bilbo's magic ring, one copy, shuffle it into my deck. And now we search the encounter deck for the Spider's Glade and set it aside out of play. Here it is. And lastly, we shuffle the encounter deck and reveal a card. 1 per player. That card is going to be Hidden Path. All right. So that's it for setup. Let's look at Into Mirkwood. Stick to the forest track. Keep your spirits up. Hope for the best. And with a tremendous slice of luck, you may come out one day and see the long marshes lying below you, and beyond them, high in the east, the lonely mountain where dear old Smaug lives. Gandalf says that in The Hobbit. All right, so here's where we see some keywords for the first time, and the rules insert makes this all clear. Unconscious characters, it talks about being poisoned, but unconscious characters are knocked out. They're not out of the game, but it's like they're, you turn them 180 degrees and they can't get resources. It's like they got caught in the web attached to them or something like that. And so let's talk about what unconscious is, what venom is, what poison is. All of these spiders naturally have the venom keyword. So let's just grab Wicked Spider, for instance. And so I'm not going to worry about shadow cards. But let's say Wicked Spider attacked for 4 and Glorfindel defended, and that's going to be 3 damage on Glorfindel. If he ever has 5 damage on him, he leaves the game, no matter if he's poisoned or not. He just damage is damage. But if and when a venom, see that venom keyword, when an enemy with venom attacks and damages a character, it's considered to be poisoned. So you take a face down card off the top of your deck and place it underneath that character. And so that's a point of damage or of poison. Now, if you were in lore and you could heal Glorfindel, you could heal him, but you cannot heal poison. And he can, obviously, he leaves play if he has 5 damage, but if he has 5 face down cards because he has 5 health, Frodo, if he has 2 face down cards, Eowyn, she can only have 3. If ever he has 5 face down cards because he has 5 health, then he becomes unconscious. You discard all the poison cards. That's kind of helpful. They don't stay connected to your player, attached to your player, not player, character. But then the character is now unconscious. And the insert tells you to turn the character 180 degrees, but I can't do that I know of, so I'm just going to flip it over. That's an unconscious character. And later on, Bilbo, being the hero that he is, can revive unconscious characters. So that's what, damage is damage. Poison is any instance of damage from an attack results in that character being damaged. Sometimes you can poison characters through through treacheries, and so it doesn't actually have any connection with damage in those cases. But unconscious, venom, poison, those are some keywords in this quest. Okay, so we've done everything, I think, at this point. So we will go ahead and go to the resource phase. And the first thing I'm going to do for sure is attach Light of Valinor to Glorfindel. It's a unique attachment attached to a Noldor or Sylvan hero. Attached hero does not exhaust to commit to a quest. Then we'll also take Bilbo's action, spend 1 Baggins resource to search your deck for a treasure card and add it to your hand. And so we do have a treasure card. It's the Bilbo's Magic Ring, which we will add to our hand. We'll shuffle our deck. We're in planning, of course, and so we'll just attach for nothing Bilbo's Magic Ring to Bilbo. Can only be attached to Bilbo. And this action, we'll use it in stage 2, but for now I don't want to raise my threat, so I'll just be happy to just attach it to Bilbo for now. All right, we have two resources left. Let's go ahead and spend them to play Envoy of Pelargir. She's a new card. I don't think I used her yet. Response: after Envoy of Pelargir enters play, add 1 resource to a Gondor or Noble hero's resource pool. So a refund goes to Glorfindel. So she only costs 1, and she'll be helpful. Okay, we will quest with Eowyn and Frodo and with Glorfindel. I wish we had a test of will. We don't. Just the way it goes. Let's reveal Old Tom Noddy. Ugh, I hate this guy. He has the Venom keyword. Okay, we made 3 progress. 1, 2, 3. And now we can't travel the hidden path because to travel here we have to spend 2 Baggins resources. But I already spent a resource from Bilbo's resource pool. I do think it's worthwhile. We're going to have to deal with this guy eventually. Maybe not. We want to travel here next round. So let's go ahead and use Bilbo's action just during the travel phase. We're not going to actually travel here. We can't. But during the action window and travel, we're going to exhaust Bilbo's Magic Ring and raise our threat by 1 to gain a Baggins resource. So we're at 22, and he has a resource. Next round during the resource phase, he'll get a resource, meaning we can travel the hidden path next round. I don't have Northern Tracker yet, so I have to actually travel here. Okay, so during the encounter phase, if I want to, I can optionally engage Old Tom Noddy, but I don't want to. I'm just going to refresh. And it says at the end of each round, each player must give a hero he controls 1 poison. So I'm actually going to put that on Glorfindel. And so he has a poison. Has to be a hero. I could put it on Frodo, but the problem with Frodo is his 2 hit points. And so another, like if a Lazy Lob came out, suddenly he is going to be unconscious. And we don't want to lose Frodo that early. So Glorfindel will be the hero that we choose to attach the poison to. Doesn't do anything to him at this point. It's not attached to damage or anything. So next round. Okay, so that's good to see some threat reduction. We want to hang on to these 2 resources for the purpose of traveling the hidden path. We don't need to play Ancient Matham until next round. And I don't necessarily want to progress yet. I want to draw a bunch of cards if possible. So let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's play Resourceful and attach it to Frodo. When you attach it to a hero, or you attach it to a hero you control, an attached hero collects 1 additional resource during the resource phase each round. So per round, he'll gain an additional resource. And we'll quest with Éowyn and Frodo and Glorfindel. And we're just making just enough progress. We reveal Crazy Cobb. When revealed, it says this enemy attacks the character with the most poison attached. That's going to be Glorfindel. So he's going to get a shadow card, and Glorfindel is going to... this is interesting. When it says attack a character, the only thing that based on the FAQ, it says that the only difference between this and a regular attack is that when you say attack a character, any undefended damage will have to go on that character. So I couldn't go, well, he's going to have to attack Glorfindel, but I'll just take it undefended and put it on Frodo. No, he will be the target of any undefended. So somebody could jump in place of him. Somebody could lay their life down and be destroyed, which is what we're going to do. Envoy Pelargir is going to block this attack, 3 attack. Even though it's against Glorfindel, we're blocking it with somebody else. And there's no shadow card. So Envoy Pelargir leaves play. And so she's not poisoned or anything. Okay, we did make a single point of progress. Now we're going to travel here to Hidden Path by spending 2 Baggins resources. That's the travel cost. Spend 2 Baggins resources to travel here. And our threat is at 23. We have a choice here. If we wanted to, I'm not going to worry about old Tom Noddy. I'm going to just leave him in play. But if I wanted to, I could engage optionally Crazy Cobb, let him attack us. We could take it undefended with Frodo and just let our threat go up just a little bit. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm just going to leave him there. I'd rather not deal with the enemy. So we are done. We're not going to do anything else. We're not going to engage anybody. Refresh, and at the end of the round, each player must give a hero he controls 1 poison. We're going to put that on Glorfindel. He's our poison soak. We hate to see these 2 cards, Galadrim's Greeting and Gandalf, not in our deck anymore. That Gandalf is a big piece of the deck. I hope that I can get him in play, but maybe not. We'll see. Okay, so next round. Now we're going to attach Ancient Matham to Hidden Path. What does this do? When revealed, choose a hero to be removed from the quest and make that hero unconscious. We'll play Arwen Undomiel from hand. Let's look at my discard pile. I think it's just Envoy of Pelargir, so I don't really have anything I can do with Dwarven Tomb. So let's quest. And Arwen Undomiel, let's just put the boost on Glorfindel from her response. So this isn't enough quite yet to... Well, let's quest with Bilbo. And we reveal Fighting Among Friends. When revealed, the first player names a sphere. We're going to say Spirit. All non-Baggins characters who do not belong to the name sphere are removed from the quest. Everybody's in Spirit. This is one of the reasons for a mono deck. Let's go ahead and play Elrond's Council to lower our threat by 3 and boost our willpower. And we made 8 progress, so 7 on the quest. We cleared Hidden Path, drew 3 cards, and so 8 progress, 7 plus 4, we are at 11. And so that means we cleared into Mirkwood. We didn't draw, I'm sad about this, we did not draw a Gandalf. I'm hoping to see him. All right, but we did progress past into Mirkwood, and we never had any damage characters, but we do have some poison on Glorfindel. Let's advance. Now this one's kind of, I don't know, it's just rules intensive. Let's look at this. Lost in the dark. The nights were the worst. It then became pitch dark. Not what you call pitch dark, but really dark, really pitch, sorry. So black that you really could see nothing. Bilbo tried flapping his hand in front of his nose, but he could not see it at all. Well, perhaps it is not true to say they could see nothing. They could see eyes. And there's some more flavor text. When revealed, reveal stage 3 and create a separate staging area for the first player using that stage. I'm going to not do that quite yet, but basically we're the first player. And so in multiplayer, we would have to go to stage 3 right now. It's kind of like Riddles in the Dark. You know, remember those two different staging areas? We are at stage 3 with a new staging area. Anybody left in the game stays here at stage 2 with these enemies. But we're not multiplayer, so we don't have to worry about any of that bit. If there are no other players in the game, discard this stage and each card in its staging area. So we get rid of Old Tom Noddy and Crazy Cobb. So that's why I wasn't worried about dealing with the spiders. So there are no other players in the game. And we don't advance to stage 4 because it told us here, reveal stage 3 and create a separate staging area for the first player using that stage. And then we discard this card and its staging area. So we're at stage 3 now. It's captured by spiders. Bilbo was horrified, now that he noticed them for the first time dangling in the shadows, to see a dwarvish foot sticking out from the bottoms of some of the bundles, or here and there the tip of a nose, or a bit of beard, or of a hood. When revealed, remove all resources from each hero's resource pool. Then make each character you control, except for Bilbo, unconscious. So all of these resources are left. It's just are lost. It's Glorfindel and Bilbo's resources. Every character is now unconscious. They don't lose their attachments, but when a character becomes unconscious, you discard poison cards. So we did discard these 2 poison cards. And so Bilbo will have to save the day here. Unconscious characters are still, ineffectual. Do not pass the first player token. Doesn't matter in solo. When this stage is complete, do not advance to stage 4 until the end of the quest phase. This matters greatly for multiplayer, but we still are restricted by this rule. We'll have to wait till the end of quest phase rather than immediately moving on during quest resolution. There's an action we can take, which is our saving grace. Spend 2 Baggins resources to ready an unconscious character you control. I have no resources on Bilbo, but I can use this action on Bilbo's magic ring. Exhaust Bilbo's magic ring and raise your threat by 1 to gain a Baggins resource. So here we go. And now we will refresh and move on to the next round. And now during the resource phase, Bilbo got his magic, or he got his resource. So now we can take this action because he has 2 Baggins resources. Spend 2 Baggins resources to ready an unconscious character. We will do that right now very gladly. A bummer here is that there's no way to get Frodo's resources because you always gain resources, then there's an action window. And so Frodo can't gain resources because he's unconscious, so we don't have any spirit resources this round. So I don't usually quest this round because I couldn't play a test of will even if I had one. So we don't know what's coming. We're just going to have to quest without committing any characters. So we go straight to staging and reveal Hidden Path. All right, we're familiar with that card. Our threat went up by 3. And we will go ahead and exhaust Bilbo's magic ring to give him a resource and raise our threat by 1 to do that. That's the action built into Bilbo's magic ring. We'll refresh. We couldn't travel here. Didn't have enough resources. Next round. All right, so you can see Frodo, we purposefully put resourceful on him. He's going to get the resources to help get things going. But let's go ahead and ready Glorfindel with Bilbo's magic, or with his 2 resources. Okay. And then we have 2 resources we could do something with. We could lower our threat with Dwarven Tomb and with Elrond's Council. We might do that, but let's just see what happens. We're going to quest with Frodo and with Glorfindel. I'm going to leave Bilbo ready because there is a card called Crazy Cobb that has a combined health and defense of 4. So Glorfindel plus Bilbo can do something about that. I guess I should have done this, played Envoy of Pelargir, and so now I'll just quest with Bilbo. And we reveal caught in webs. When revealed, choose a hero to be removed from the quest and make that hero unconscious. If no hero was removed from the quest by this effect, this card gains Surge. So I have to choose a hero. It's not going to be Bilbo for sure. And so we don't want to lose Frodo's resources. Oh gosh, we're going to lose Glorfindel's, aren't we? Oh well. We'll just have to remove him from the quest and make him unconscious. And so he has no resources. And so we made no progress. Let's exhaust Bilbo's Magic Ring to give him resource, raise our threat by 1. Can't travel here. Refresh. And next round. And again, we'll ready Glorfindel. Did I have a test of will to have gotten? I don't, yeah. Okay. So we're being delayed on being able to ready Éowyn. We'll just quest here again. We're going to quest with Frodo, with Glorfindel, and with Bilbo, I think. We'll leave Envoy of Pelargir ready for blocking or something like that. We reveal Old Tom Noddy. And so we made no progress. Let's exhaust Bilbo's Magic Ring to give him a resource and raise our threat by 1. Can't travel the hidden path still. So Old Tom Noddy could attack for 5, but we can't attack and damage him yet because we only have 3. We only have 4. So we're just going to refresh, and at the end of the round, each player must give a hero he controls 1 poison. So like the last stage, we're going to put that on to Glorfindel. Next round. And now we're going to ready Éowyn. So she'll give us that nice 4 willpower for questing. We're going to start getting ahead of the what's here in the staging area. The only card I could still ready would be Éowyn, but I think I'd rather move towards traveling towards Hidden Path, I think, because 3 threat is worse than 2 willpower is good, if that makes any sense. Let's go ahead and play Song of Arendelle. Attach this to a hero. We'll put it on Éowyn. It has to be a spirit hero. There's no limit to how many you can play or attach to a certain hero. Response: after Song of Arendelle enters play, draw a card. All right, there we go. So next round we could get a lot. If we can travel the Hidden Path, next round we could play Ancient Matham, and we could grab this other Ancient Matham with a Dwarven Tomb. So maybe it's not so bad to delay a little bit. We have 4 resources. Let's think, can we deal with Old Tom Noddy if we play Elfhelm? This would be 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we could. So let's play Elfhelm. And like I said, we're going to go ahead and exhaust Bilbo's Magic Ring to give him a resource, raise our threat by 1. And we need to have 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll quest with Frodo, Éowyn, and Glorfindel, who does not exhaust a quest. And maybe it's good to have Envoy out as just a good chump. We reveal Wicked Spider. We made 2 progress. Can't travel here yet. We will next round. I really wish we had Northern Tracker, but we just don't. Okay, so both of these enemies, well, Old Tom Noddy wouldn't engage us. I'm going to have to deal with Wicked Spider, so we're going to just let Old Tom Noddy, we're going to let him stay in staging 1 more round. So we're going to engage Wicked Spider during engagement checks. He gets a shadow effect, and he's going to attack. I think this is the first time I've been attacked by a spider, I think. So 4 attack, and there's a force effect. When this enemy attacks, defending player must attach 1 poison to a character he controls. All right, so let me think what I want to do here. I can take this undefended, which I think is the way to go. Let's just do it. So 4 undefended. Shadow, discard an unconscious character you control. All right, so there's Arwen by. She leaves play. I'm not going to worry about playing a hasty stroke to save her. All right, so that means that whenever he attacked, when this enemy attacks, defending player must attach 1 poison to a character he controls. Let's put that on Elfhelm. If we put it on Envoy Pelgrim, she is now unconscious, so Elfhelm can take it. So that's 4 attack. It's undefended, so we have to choose a hero. We're going to put it on Frodo and use his response. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our threat goes up by 4. And in doing that, he's not damaged, and so he's not poisoned. So Frodo is definitely tech against these Venom keyword enemies. Okay, so 3, 4, 5 is enough to destroy Wicked Spider. And now we are going to refresh, and at the end of the round, Old Tom Noddy. At the end of the round, each player must give a hero he controls 1 poison. We'll put it on to Glorfindel. And if he ever becomes unconscious, these are discarded, and then Frodo can just ready him, so it's not too big a deal. But he's definitely the soak for this Old Tom Noddy guy. Next round. And by the way, why we didn't engage him was because our threat went up due to the Frodo's response during combat, and so Old Tom Noddy could not have engaged us during the encounter phase last round. All right, we will be traveling to Hidden Path, and then we'll play the Ancient Matham. So for now, let's not worry about that. What does this do? Each character takes damage equal to the number of poison it has. If no characters were damaged by this effect, this card gains Surge. If I wanted to, I could play Shadow of the Past and just let Elfhelm take a damage and Glorfindel take 2. It's not so bad. I don't have Test of Will, so I think I'm going to do that. Let's go 1, 2, and play Shadow of the Past and move this over here to the top of the deck. And we're going to quest. And we are going to deal with Old Tom Noddy this round, so how will I? 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's all we need. Okay, we reveal Poisoned by Spiders. When revealed, each character takes damage equal to the number of poison it has. If no characters were damaged by this effect, this card gains Surge. So that's going to be 1 damage on Elfhelm and 2 damage on Glorfindel. I don't think there's been a time where I could have used Elfhelm's response yet. All right, so we made 3 progress. And now during the travel phase, we'll travel to Hidden Path by spending 2 Baggins resources. During the encounter phase, we won't optionally engage. Old Tom Noddy will engage us during encounter engagement checks. During combat, Old Tom Noddy is going to attack for 5. And we're going to take it undefended. Maybe. Do I want to just block this with Envoy of Pelgrim? I think I do. 5 attacks a lot, so we'll just block it with Envoy. Well, let me think. There is a card that says defending character is considered exhausted. Well, and then if that happened, whatever, then we just have to do the Frodo's response. So we're going to block. If defending character is poisoned, make that character unconscious. All right, well, she wasn't, so she leaves play. And now we attack for 3, 4, 5, 6, and destroy Old Tom Noddy. And refresh. Next round. And let's go ahead and play 1 copy of Dwarven Tomb to grab a Ancient Matham. And then 1, 2, let's play both of these Ancient Mathams and attach them here. And then we'll think through what we want to do here. I think it's probably not such a bad idea to go ahead and put out another chump here. So 1, 2, Rittermark's Finest. You can see how valuable it is to have just a chump or 2. So we'll leave him there. We're going to quest. We need to leave Frodo ready. We also need to leave Elf Helm ready. This is going to be plenty of progress to advance. I think 9 minus 1 is 8. Yeah, I think we're going to likely advance here, but we need Bilbo ready. And I want to have Elf Helm ready in case I need to attack back. Like a crazy cob or something like that. If we need to, we can play Ancient Matham here in a minute and lower our threat, but let's just reveal Giant Web. All right, we made 6 progress. 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We didn't quite clear capture by spiders. Now I could, if I wanted to, discard a card with Aowen to pop this and move forward, but I think I'm going to just take one more round and set up. So this leaves play. Oh, actually, while Hidden Path is the active location, locations in the staging area get -1. And so I actually did make the needed progress. So now that goes back to being its regular threat. So this is going to leave play. We draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's Gandalf. All right, so we've cleared Captured by Spiders. Battle with the spiders. Then the battle began. Some of the dwarves had knives and some had sticks, and all of them could get stones. And Bilbo had his elvish dagger. Again and again, the spiders were beaten off, and many of them were killed, but it could not go on for long. When revealed, add the spider's glade to the staging area. So here it is. And it is immune to player card effects. There's a travel effect where you have to exhaust Bilbo to travel here. That's why we've left him ready. At the start of each quest phase, we have to search the deck for one spider enemy and add it, not reveal, to the staging area. So we'll keep those. We'll have some options. Unconscious characters are still their usual useless cells. Progress cannot be placed on the stage while the spider's glade is in play. So we can't put progress on it with Legolas or something like that until we've cleared Spider's Glade. And it's immune to player cards, so we have to actually travel here. There's still the action of using Bilbo's resources to ready unconscious characters. If we defeat the stage, we've won the game and discovered the treasure card, Bilbo's Magic Ring. Okay, so to travel here, we're going to exhaust Bilbo. And now it's the active location. And regardless of if it's the active location or not, that force effect is in play. We could, if we wanted to, exhaust Rittermark's Finest to put 2 progress on Giant Web, but it's not really worth it. So we'll just leave him ready, refresh. And next round, this might be the final round. I don't know. Very likely could be. Let's see what we are going to do here. So I've got, Shadow of the Past. I could, if I wanted to, go ahead and play Shadow of the Past and move this card to the top of the deck so that this comes out. But I'd have to wait until after this forced effect. So I'll think that through. I know I want to play Gandalf though. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's play Gandalf finally. Here he comes. And we'll have to remember at the end of the refresh phase, we raise our threat by 2 if we have Gandalf in play. We have 2 resources left to potentially play Shadow of the Past. I think I like that idea. Versus having to deal with a spider or something like that. Okay, so we will go on to the quest phase, and at the start of each quest phase, search the encounter deck for 1 spider enemy and add it to the staging area. That enemy is going to be Lazy Lob, because we're not revealing him. It says add to the staging area, search and add. So his when reveal doesn't fire, and he's just sort of a softball with his, in terms of attacking, just Glorfindel by himself can attack and destroy him. Okay, and so now before committing characters, during this action window where we would normally bring Gandalf into play, using sneak attack, let's go ahead and play Shadow of the Past to move this location to the top of the encounter deck. And now we're going to quest. Glorfindel does not exhaust to quest. Neither does Gandalf. And we'll also send Elfhelm. And we reveal Hidden Path. Okay, and now let's go ahead and do this action on Riddermark's Finest. Exhaust and discard Riddermark's Finest to place 2 progress tokens on any location. We'll put that on Hidden Path. And so we made 9 progress. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And let's go ahead and play Elrond's Council to lower our threat. That burst there, got through. There's another progress here. And I could do another Elrond's Council with Dwarf. Well, I'm out of resources now. So this leaves play. It doesn't go to the victory display, so it could come back. That's kind of interesting. And now we will travel here. It says, while Giant Web is the active location, each character gets -1 willpower, attack, and defense for each poison it has on it. But we're not worried about Glorfindel. Well, maybe we should be. While it's the active location, yeah, let's just leave it there. Okay, Lazy Lob is going to engage us and attack for 3, and we're just going to, again, Frodo should have exhausted the quest. We're just going to take it undefended, attach this card to the defending character. So this is where there's no defending character, so we just cheated that card. 3 damage we'll put on Frodo and use his response to raise our threat by 3. And now we can attack with Glorfindel just by himself and destroy Lazy Lob. We will refresh, and at the end of the refresh phase, we'll just raise our threat by 2 to keep Gandalf in play. Next and final round, we will go ahead and let's just play Song of Arendil, attach it to Eowyn to draw a card. Probably a waste. Let's play this Dwarven Tomb to grab a spirit card out of our discard pile. I don't think we have a Test of Will. Do we? No, but let's just, we'll grab an Elrond's Council. And we have a resource, 2 resources left. I think I like the idea of using Bofur's Quest action. So let's do that. We're going to, before committing characters, during the action window, before committing characters, we're going to play Bofur. And he enters play exhausted and committed to the quest. Now we commit characters and make plenty of progress. We reveal Old Tom Noddy. We made 10 progress. That is 11. And we won the quest. If the players defeat the stage, they have won the game and discovered the treasure card, Bilbo's Magic Ring. So this was a longer quest. Usually I win this in 6 to 9 rounds. There was a little bit more going on, which I don't mind. I think I was able to demonstrate different options of how things can go. It sort of seems counterintuitive. When I first started playing the quest, I was kind of making it harder than it is because I was making myself, I've got to engage Old Tom Noddy. But when you finally really think about what poison is, you're like, what does it matter if there's poison on Glorfindel? And Frodo is our ace in the hole. He just deals with poison damage so well. There are a lot of weird rulings, like with Dark Bats. After Dark Bats damages a character, well, if he damages Frodo, you cancel the damage, and so he fizzles. So Frodo completely destroys Dark Bats, and all you need is a ready Bilbo to hit back. And again, a lot of these enemies have shadows that say things like defending character. Well, if there's not a defending character, it's undefended. Defending character, Frodo just breaks all that. So really, really cool. And again, Crazy Cobb, enemy attacks the character with the most poison attached. If there's no poison attached, then you just choose a character that has 0. And so you name a character, but that character doesn't have to defend that attack. You can block it with anybody. The undefended damage would have to go on the targeted character. So this one's just way rules intensive. The game gets so much cleaner, so much better on the rules, but this one takes a little bit of research, and it's kind of early on, so it's a shame that maybe somebody that was playing through the game early on just was so confused, I think, rightly, by a lot of the ambiguities of the cards in this particular quest. So I think I like Dungeons Deep and Caverns Dim better. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll continue on. The next quest will be the Lonely Mountain, I think is what it's called. And that's right. And so we'll be dealing with Smaug. Looking forward to showing you that, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.